In the main event at the UFC Apex show, Taira was able to take down Park in round 1 and took his back and threatened with the rear naked choke. He survived those attempts in the first round, Park did, but in round 2 he was taken down quite quickly and his back was taken again very quickly by Taira, but he wasn't able to survive in round 2. He gets tapped out a minute and 5 into round 2. Taira rebounds after his first loss of his career against Brendan Royval, and he hands Park his first loss of his career. Fight was also a historic fight because it was the first time two Asians main evented a card in the UFC. Park only got the opportunity though because he stepped in on short notice to replace Amir Albazi who got injured, but credit to Park for taking the fight on short notice against a tough opponent, and he was scheduled actually to fight Steve Erceg next week, but they canceled that, but he could fight him if they wanted to. He's in Vegas. He didn't take any damage, he just got taken down and choked, but that bout has been canceled. Duncan wins the unanimous decision over Mateusz Rebecki. They went to war for 15 minutes, their teammates and friends, but they went to absolute war in a highly entertaining fight. 15-minute war, and Mateusz Rebecki's been in 2 crazy fights in a row. The other was Miktabek Orabai, and Chris Duncan again wins as an underdog, continues to improve. Some felt that fight was a fight of the year candidate. There was a lot of good fights on this card. Estevam Ribovics wins a decision over Elvis Brener. Ribovics is always in crazy fights because he does not stop moving forward and pushing the pace, and Brener is so tough. Somehow he just survives and keeps fighting back, so crazy fight, but it went the way of Ribovics. After doing pretty well in the first round with the striking, Hosa took the fight to the ground and took over in rounds 2 and 3, winning a clear-cut decision over Corno, 29-27, 29-27, 30-27. She is tied for 5th place for the most wins in UFC women's bantamweight history with 7. Things were going pretty well for Zaleski dos Santos against Neil Magny for most of 2 rounds, and then everything went to hell. Neil Magny turned things around and started landing some big shots on the ground and got a TKO finish with about 24 seconds left in the second round. It was a little bit reminiscent of Magny's fight with Mike Malott, where Malott was en route to winning the fight, and then at the end of the 3rd round, Magny just turned things around, started going crazy, and Malott just fell off a cliff cardio-wise and got stopped. Same thing happened here against Dos Santos, except it happened at the end of round 2 as opposed to the end of round 3 with Malott. Kevin Vallejos wins the unanimous decision over Danny Silva. He's now 16-1. Only loss of his career was to Jean Silva, so no shame in that. And that was 2 years back when he was 21. He's just 23 now, so very bright future for him in the featherweight division. So there was a lot of good fights on this card. Kevin's fight, Ribovics' fight, and Duncan's fight as well with Rebecki. Rinya Nakamura landed a body kick early on Nathan Fletcher and then got the TKO finish 1 minute and 1 second into the fight. Rodolfo Vieira wins a decision over Tresean Gore. He had trouble getting takedowns, but it didn't matter because his striking has improved and he outstruck Gore in every round. 17-8 in round 1, 29-14 in round 2, and more than 26-13 in round 3. So if he can't get takedowns, his striking has improved, and people are so worried about getting takedowns that also helps his striking. Nick Klein might have taken the first round against Andre Pulyaev using his grappling and his takedowns, but in round 2, Pulyaev came alive, landed some good strikes, and got the TKO finish. That's a kick to the body. Looks like a kick to the head, but it was actually a kick to the body, and he was able to finish Klein in round 2, get the victory. Biggest favorite on the card was Austin Bashi versus John Yanis, and he proved why. He got the first round submission victory, standing rear naked choke win. Credit to John Yanis for taking the fight on such short notice, but it was just too much of an ask to fight Bashi on such short notice and on any notice. He's 23 years old. He's 14-1, one of the best prospects at 145. Rafael Estevam wins a decision over Felipe Bunes. Now he is 14-0 undefeated. He needs a step up in competition, and he also needs to make weight. Pierre Rodriguez wins a decision over Ketlin Souza. Got a couple takedowns in round 1, 3 in round 2, and 2 in round 3. She wins a decision, and now she's won 2 in a row, improving her UFC record to 4 wins and 2 losses. Walter Walker going to be taking on Ryan Spann in a heavyweight contest at UFC Fight Night Rio, October 11th. Some wanted Walker to take on a ranked heavyweight, but he got Spann. Heel hook after heel hook after heel hook is how Walter Walker keeps winning. He didn't have a single heel hook his entire career and then decided to get 3 in an 11-month span. Span is coming off a Gilly win over Lucas Dresky. I think I got to go with Walter Walker by heel hook again in this fight. It doesn't make any sense. I did not expect him to get a third one against Kennedy and Zechiku, and he got one in 54 seconds. And he keeps getting faster and faster with this shit. 456, 117, then 54 seconds. Ramiz Brahimaj versus Austin Vanderford, October 4th at UFC 320. Brahimaj coming off a Gilly win over Billy Ray Goff, and Austin Vanderford won his UFC debut against Nikolai Veratelnikov. Second round TKO victory. Mario Bautista taking on Umar Nurmagomedov apparently next. That's number 2 and 8 in the bantamweight division. Sean O'Malley actually picks Bautista to win that fight. He'd be the underdog, and a lot of people would probably pick Umar, but Bautista keeps winning. Even when he's the underdog, he just keeps on racking up wins.
Even when Mario fought Patchy Mick, people were counting Mario out. I was like, dude, Mario, just because of this fight with Aldo that people thought it was boring or whatever, they just, for some reason, forgot how good Mario was. Mario is super skilled, very excited for his fight against Umar, and, I'm picking Mario in that fight. I really think he can go out there and get the job done.
Apparently, Corey Sandhagen was saying that he'd like to win the belt against Merab and then have his first title defense against Sean O'Malley, which wouldn't really make sense because O'Malley's coming off 2 losses. Obviously, O'Malley would take that fight if it was offered to him, but he feels sooner or later they will fight.
Well, Corey said that if he were to win, that he would want you to be his first title defense. How would you approach that matchup?
I wouldn't say no. If they said, hey, Corey beat Merab, you're fighting Corey for the title, I'd feel a little weird coming off 2 losses to fight for the title again. But I would, I'm not going to say no to the title fight, especially against Corey. Me versus Corey, I was actually trying to fight Corey when the co-main event fell out for that Max and Dustin fight. I threw my name out there to UFC. I was like, 3 weeks, me versus Corey would be sweet, but it didn't really make sense for the UFC. Corey versus Merab was the next fight to make. Me versus Corey is a very interesting fight. That's one that's bound to happen sooner than later, probably.
Eat yourself. They call me big. What do you do? Are you okay?
Caleb, Caleb, you're looking like a solid 7.5 right now.
He loves me. He literally called me Prince Charming from Shrek. And now, he loves me.
I know they gender test in the Olympics, but I don't care. I gotta get up.
Oh my, do you really?
I don't trust you fucking heathens. If there's any place you need a gun, you got Fluffy over there.
Then you got me.
He's thinking about fucking dry humping me as we talk.